Philip coming at you with Awaken Entrepreneurship. It's raining here in New York, so you might get a bit of a sound effect. So very often I hear people saying, oh, you know what, I'm efforting. I'm exerting too much effort. It feels like I'm struggling in my business, in my endeavor, in my work, whatever it is that I'm doing. I feel like I'm efforting. That's the word usually, efforting, struggling, putting in so much effort that it creates stress. It doesn't feel like blissful work. Is effort wrong? And is it wrong to be stressed out? Well, let me refer you to the Buddha himself. And the book is the Dhammapada. I have it here on my iPad. It's just, you can look it up online. The Dhammapada is essentially the book of the words of the Buddha himself. Now, they were written a while after his death, but they are known to capture, or are thought to capture, his real words. And it's easy to believe because when you read this book, it's just mind-boggling. It's just amazing how deep the verses are. Now, with regard to effort, my point is that effort is necessary. And let's see what the Buddha himself has to say. So verse 8. Now all the verses are numbered, so you don't have to know the chapter. Just know the verse. And the verse is number 8. And here's what it says. Just as a storm cannot prevail against a rocky mountain, so Mara can never overpower the man who lives meditating on the impurities. By the way, Mara, just a personification of the ego. Who is controlled in his senses, moderate in eating, and filled with faith and earnest effort. Nothing wrong with effort. Effort is necessary. Now, let me read from another verse. Verse 25. Another chapter. This is actually chapter 2, verse 25. And here's what it says. By effort and heedfulness, discipline and self-mastery, let the wise one make for himself an island which no flood can overwhelm. By effort and heedfulness, discipline and self-mastery. Make no mistake about it. Awakened entrepreneurship is not about just meditation. It's not about just being present. It's not just about being. No. It is about doing as well. And it is not a balance of being and doing. Forget the balance. It is a confluence of being and doing. It's when doing and being are indistinguishable. We'll talk more about it in future videos, but for now, just remember that the Buddha himself, the awakened one, because he said, someone asked him the question, who are you? And he said, remember me as the one who woke up. Okay? The Buddha himself said multiple times throughout his words that were written down after him, effort, effort, effort. Yes, effort will be necessary until possibly it will no longer be necessary. But for sure, when you choose to enter the stream, and I talk about it almost in every video, entering the stream, when you decide that you want to enter the stream and you actually enter it, meaning that you're working from your core, and we'll talk about it more again and again and again, you don't notice the effort anymore because you're doing what you are. Your being and your doing become the same. This ties into the primary process. What is your primary process? And we'll talk about it probably in the next video, but certainly in one of the upcoming videos.